On my microphone's in my face. Should I put it a little lower? Probably here is best. Yeah. Does it really matter? I don't think so. But my setup has clearly gotten better as time has gone by. Because your girl's been practicing and she got it. Now, I just want to come on here really quickly and explain that part of this video, you're going to see visuals, you're going to see me, but then the other part of it completely timed out. My camera had no space, and all I did was record the rest of it. So I do want to apologize for the lack of visuals. I am going to put some other types of visuals just to be a disclaimer for people as they're viewing this video. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it anyways. This is just my little insert to give you foreshadowing as to what's happening. It's not you. Your screen is fine. Yes, it did black out, but it's not you. It's me. So again, I apologize for any inconveniences this has brought on to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video though. Hello, hi everybody. My name is Zakia, aka the Nerd, and or the Nerd Z on all social media platforms. And in today's video, I'm really going to be talking about practical skill, financial practical skills or practical money skills. In this video, I'm going to cover some concepts, and I'm really going to talk to you like you're my friend. I'm really trying to talk to you so you really get it. The biggest things is that we're so used to the high level talking and the way that people are showing us graphs and formulas and ways to do things and how to do things and all these other stuff. But I really want to touch or tap into the part where it's whatever goal you're trying to make. There's probably a reason why it's not formulating the way that you want to do it. But if you like videos like this, and I know that my page has definitely changed. If you don't know who I am, I'm actually a photographer, videographer, creative director. I'm a dancer. I'm a digital design technician. I do a lot of things in creative spaces, and essentially that's what I do. And on top of it, I'm an educator. I teach. So one of the biggest things that I'm trying to do and work towards, especially if you watched my last video, there was a lot of things that I was trying to achieve and trying to be, and I was trying to be Superwoman, but it wasn't working out the way that I had hoped and or expected. And in doing all of that last year and my last video, I explained all the ways that I had failed and how failure has really actually helped me be better. If you're interested in videos like this and more of a like practical conversational way of going about it, definitely hit the subscribe button, as well as leave a comment below what you enjoyed, what can be worked on. All this matters. I just want the experience for you as the viewer to be better. Okay, so first things first, as I mentioned, I'm going to be talking more about practical money skills. And all of this is under the umbrella of like achieving goals, being successful in whatever it is that you desire, living the lifestyle that you want, choosing to be financially stable, all these good things. And I get it. I'm not a financial advisor. Who am I? I don't have $1 million yet. And there's just so much things behind it, like especially with what's happening externally in the world. There's a lot of things that are out of your control. You know, maybe it's some things where you're looking at yourself and you're like, oh, the intersectionalities that are placed on me, what can I really do? I'm X, Y, and Z, and these are the reasons or conditions or things that is hindering or stopping me. I just want you to think to yourself that you are capable. Now, let's talk about the most practical thing, and most times people actually don't associate these things when it comes to money skills. Basically, we're going to talk about lifestyle, application, habits, routines, systems, knowledge, investment vehicles, and the 7 streams of income. I know that's a long list, and I'm going to try and make it as short as possible so you guys can enjoy everything. But yes, these are some of the things that are hindering, or maybe your idea of what these things are actually stopping you from being able to be successful in your financial journey. I get it. What does lifestyle have to do? Obviously, there's a lifestyle that we want to achieve, we want to get to, we want to be. We see these flashy things and people with like amazing cars. Mind you, I'm not a brand girl, so I really don't know the cars. But like, you know, your Lamborghinis, your Mercedes, your Benzes, your Rolls Royce, your okay. A lot of times, a lot of these people hear about like millionaires and like covert millionaires. Basically, they're not the flashy people. They're the ones who have their millions. You just would never know because they live their lives very normal. And that's a part of lifestyle. The life that you want to choose or be is really important. You have to give yourself an audit. And a lot of times you have to audit yourself for a lot of things. Prime example, if you drink coffee all the time and if you just saved or cut out coffee, you'll be able to save $300 a month. And that would be put aside. If you do $300 times 12 months, you've literally saved yourself $3,600. Yeah, but then where's that $3,600 then at the end of the day? Good question. That does matter. And when people do say these things, they really are talking about your choices. These are habits. If you are a coffee drinker, is drinking coffee more important than saving money? That's a choice. If you're so used to choosing the immediate satisfaction versus the delayed satisfaction, obviously those choices are going to impair you from being financially stable or financially secure or successful or rich or whatever. So you definitely have to take an internal look as to what is it that I'm really trying to achieve. If you have the time, get a pen and paper for a lot of these things. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions and just take some time to give yourself a self-audit. The lifestyle that you are currently living, how far or how close are you to the lifestyle that you want? I always hear that you should live your life to be the way that you expect to see yourself. But if you're seeing yourself and living yourself to that way, but it's costing you because you haven't gotten the appropriate things to support yourself, then there's a problem in this step. A few things you're probably missing. So let's take an audit on our life. Take some time to really think. All the things that you have, are they necessary? What are needs? What are wants? What are things that are chosen because they are instant gratification and a convenience versus delayed gratification and satisfactions? Are you choosing things because it's cool or it's in the time or it's trending or your friends influenced you and that's just what the group does versus things that will actually support you for the long term, things that actually make sense for your long-term goals, things that actually will help you and support you in future? All of that matters. Take some time to really think about that. As much as we see a lot of these people with flashy things, that is a different type of lifestyle. Same with the people who are athletes and they're trainers or people who are lawyers, who are doctors. The thing that we unfortunately don't actually know is the day-to-day life. What is that person's life like? And that is essentially what a lifestyle is. What is the cost for this life and to style it? If this was a bedroom, are we going to have all the furniture high end? Is it going to be minimalist? Is it going to be modern? Are we going to have things on the wall or not? Because if we have things on the wall, that means we may have to treat it. We might have to put things in the wall. If we take things down, we have holes and therefore we're going to have maintenance that we're going to have to do. All these things matter. When you subscribe to something, how much of it needs maintenance? Is it a one and done? Or is it something that you have to keep up with a reoccurring fee or just reoccurring action and energy? All those things matter when you're investing or subscribing to certain things in your life. Mentioned in my previous example, if you're a coffee drinker, what's the difference between getting coffee from Starbucks versus getting coffee from the grocery store and creating it? Getting it from Starbucks, you get to buy your time and you don't have to deal with the mess of having coffee and all that stuff, but you have to pay for it. Those two things available to you, it comes with a cost. Versus if you were to buy coffee from Maxwell, we get a tin. It's not going to cost you as much, but the time and the energy and having the basic needs or basic equipment is something that may be a maintenance on you. So your upkeep, your energy, your ability, and your time may be the things that are at cost, while the monetary value of it is low. So in other words, when it comes to your lifestyle, there are three things that you are usually purchasing something with. Either you're purchasing it with money, you're purchasing it with energy, or you're purchasing it with time. Those three factors always play. And most times you're using two out of the three when you're consuming something or doing something. Like I mentioned, with the example of going to Starbucks versus purchasing a Maxwell coffee container, one of them is that with Starbucks, your money value, the monetary value, is going to be significantly higher because you're paying for the energy and the time convenience. Versus if you do it at home and you use Maxwell, your cost or your monetary cost is going to be significantly lower, but the cost to you is your time and your energy. When it comes to your lifestyle, what's more important? Most times, people really value their lifestyle based on these three things. Now that we've figured out, okay, some things that we do, is it costing me this? Is it something that's costing me my time? Is it costing me my energy? Maybe you're somebody who works a full-time job and buying lunch is convenient because the time it takes for you to go home from driving in traffic or even traveling there doesn't give you enough time to prepare your meal ahead of time. So that could be a cost that you're going to add to your lifestyle. And for some people, a home cooked meal is actually something that they really wish they had. They wish they could sit at home and create their meals and not spend money into external places because they know that it's more affordable to do it at home than to spend it outside. But because they don't have the convenience of time, that's the reason why they have to pay the cost. Weighing your options here. One of the biggest things that a lot of people have a hard time is really applying. When do you know when is the right time or when is not the right time to do any of those things? How do we know what is right for us? And honestly, that does come with experience. It's trial and error. There's no one fit rule that works for everybody. However, you have your sum zero, which is your 70-30-20. You have your 50-30-20. Like, there are so many rules when it comes to money and application. And really, it all is just trial and error. Which one works best for you? Now, obviously, you must be looking at me and being like, okay, I've never heard of these things, or how do I even know what is for me? You have to give yourself at least 3 to 6 months to see if you can follow these concepts in order for you to know whether or not it works for you or not. And from there, you have to track it. It's just one thing you have to do in order for you to be able to succeed. And that's the truth, the honest truth. Everyone else may not say it, but I will tell you. This also goes back into habits. In order for us to be great, it is based on our daily habits. There's just some things that we just do habitually. And sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it's self-conscious, sometimes we're aware of it, sometimes we're not aware of it. But whatever the reasons may be, our habits dictate our success. Just to define habits, they are the reoccurring action to a situation. It's just what we gravitate to naturally, how we deal with things naturally. Sometimes it is natural, and sometimes we have to learn new habits in order for us to be better. If you are used to going to sleep late and you only get about 5 to 6 hours of sleep, and when you're getting ready to go to work and you're super tired, but you keep doing this 7 days straight, you're exhausted. Obviously, you're going to feel tired for the rest of the week and you're going to experience fatigue. And now your body is probably going to shut down on you. Your emotions, your energy levels, your mood is going to be interrupted by the fact that you're not sleeping well. And that one habit can be the small thing that is a disruptor to our success. So you have to think about that. What habits are actually feeding you and serving you versus destroying you? What is it that you're doing that actually helps you in your performance, your abilities to show up? And just like, how does that help you? Habits become routine. So, like I mentioned with the sleep, if you go to bed really late and you choose to habitually go to bed late, that becomes your routine. Then the next day you're trying to do or fulfill, but you're too tired. And then maybe you sleep in a little or you take a nap, but then that also disrupts your night schedule. And with that, your night schedule then becomes interrupted. So after a while, the routine becomes a sequence of actions of your habits that are repetitively done. And if you're continually doing the same thing and it's not working, that actually becomes a routine for you. Now, routines can be good and they can be bad. As I said, they can serve you or they can destroy you. So you have to be mindful on what kind of routine you have. Now, systems. Systems are more about recognizing situations and circumstances and the course of actions or the course of routines that you put in place to be able to correct or help or adjust in those situations. For example, every time you get mail, you leave your mail on the table. Once 1 or 2 days go by, you then read your mail and you put it in a tray. Once you take it from the tray, maybe another 2 days, you take it from the tray and then you put it in your organizer. That's a system. So the habit may be to read your mail 2 days later, right? But the routine is what you do with the mail. After that, the system itself is how you organize mail when it comes in. Your system isn't the greatest. Most times you have to go back to your routines and check your routines and your habits and see which ones are serving you or which ones aren't. Now, all this comes with knowledge. The more you try, the more you fail, and the more you learn, the more you know what works and what doesn't work. It's a tracking system, and in order for you to improve on something like analytics, like an app, for example, developers, they ask for your feedback. And the reason why they ask for your feedback is because they want to track how good or how bad something is. The more they learn about what it is that is working, the more they will continue to do those things that are working. But as they learn the things that are not working, they remove those things and try to make the system better. You are required to track in order for you to be better. A lot of your successes are based on how much information you track. So if you know nothing about tracking your finances, tracking your habits, making sure you're tracking your routines, knowing what systems work and which ones don't, knowing the relationships you have that are benefiting you or not, how can you guarantee that you're going to be successful? Everything that I have spoken about so far has not been money related. It has definitely been money adjacent. What's really funny is that literally money and the success in money is literally everything money adjacent. If you are not doing these fundamentals, I swear to you, money is going to be one of the hardest things you actually gain or attain. That is the epitome of money success. It's whether or not you have self-control and have your habits, routines, systems in alignment to yourself. If you are out of alignment, everyone else can see it too. So why would they trust somebody, or how can they trust giving you more when you're unable to manage or take care with yourself? Say we've figured out the lifestyle that we have currently and the lifestyle that we're trying to go towards. We are figuring out how to apply these things by doing tests. We're doing audits, we're tracking, and we create systems for ourselves, audited our habits, we've audited our routines, we've created and defined our systems that are working for us. We get our feedback and we make sure that we review them frequently. We have some introspection. After that, now we can really start focusing on our 7 streams of income and basically finding out our investment vehicles. What is it that we are going to use our time, our energy, and our money in order for us to benefit? When it comes to the 7 streams of income, we are usually talking about anything that's mental, physical, online, investing, digital, maybe arbitrary, flipping, product, services, all these things. The more you know about yourself, the better it is that it will align with you. Think of a passion that you have, mainly to creatives, but whatever that passion may be, or even like a hobby that you do, there are different ways that you can actually generate money from it. Let's say I'm a photographer, and I'm going to tell you all the different ways that photography can generate 7 streams of income. So mentally, I could teach classes, teach you how to use a camera, and provide programs. Physical, I can create programs or classes, like I said, so workshops, and give you hands-on experience with how to use a camera. Online services for photography, or whether it's a directory of different photographers in the city, and I can generate that. So that could be my online service, or I get paid for advertising and marketing. Investing, you buy something with the hopes that it's going to generate more money for you. So buying into a camera with the hopes that it's going to create money. So now I can produce a service, or that's one form of investing. The other form of investing could be after booking sessions and selling prints or digital copies, or doing sessions or studio space. Then I can take that money and then put it into stocks. And then the stocks, I can buy into camera brands or camera equipment through the stock increasing in value itself, or investing in stocks that have dividends. So it gives me monthly, quarterly, annually payouts per year. Digital, anytime somebody wants to buy a digital picture, they would just purchase it for the use of whatever product that they're doing, right? There are many websites that are available where you can buy stock images. Flipping is basically when you buy something at a lesser price and then you sell it for a different price than what you purchased, and your money is made on the difference between what you bought it at and what you're selling it at. This works primarily when it comes to antique items, or when you buy something at a lesser price and then refurbish it and then renew it and then sell it after the work and the conditioning has been renewed. Product, if I was selling cameras, the other thing is service. So I'm providing photography services. I am doing rentals. I am doing client classes. I'm providing programs. I'm programming. So these are all services, and these are all different ways. And this is literally just from using a camera, just from photography. We haven't gotten into videography. We haven't gone into creative direction. We just said a camera, photography. That is it. And those are the different ways that you can make multiple streams of income through just that one thing. Whatever creative endeavor that you're doing, I just want you to be mindful that there are so many ways that you can maximize on whatever it is that you're doing. So many ways that you can strategize and create these 7 streams. Is it easy? No. It's really because it's all based on you, how much time you have, how much energy you have, and how much money you're having to be able to invest in yourself, to be able to get through that learning curve. Some things are harder to learn than others. All things in our lives, there's different ways that we can capitalize on what we do. And as creatives, we are often stuck with the idea that if being an artist, you're going to be poor, you're going to be starving, no one's going to like your work. And it is pretty subjective, don't get me wrong. But there is somebody for everything. Sometimes it's the people that are around us. Sometimes it's the things that we're attached to, the things that we're subscribed to that is actually not in alignment to where we want to be. Now that we've covered these little things that are adjacent to money, I hope that these will help you with being more practical with money. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the thumbs up button. And if you like what you see on this page, please subscribe. Love that. Would love that. And again, I'm going to do more conversational videos, especially about concepts. I really want to break them down and make them more conversational and more easy to understand. Because money is just one of those things, it just doesn't need to be hard. It just needs to be understood. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a comment below and I will hear from you soon. Till next time. Later days, guys.